Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here. It is one of my favorite times of the month, time to choose our next monthly TBR. And I made a TBR jar months ago that has not book titles, but it has prompts in it. And I made this so long ago that I honestly forgot what prompts are in here. So I think that makes this video even more fun because both of us are going into it blind. We have no idea what we could possibly pull from here. And then based on the prompt, I will select a book that aligns with it. And that'll be a book that I read in June. Hopefully. I'm very much a mood reader, but I love the vibes of TBR videos. I think Larry was the first person I heard say that, and she's like, I just make TBR videos for the vibes. And to some extent, I get that. I am going to try to read the books on my TBR, but like I said, such a mood reader, so sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I think we all get how this works, so let's just jump right in. If you want some idea of what's on my physical TBR, go ahead, you can pause this video. I have a video where I build my TBR cart and do a little mini haul, and you'll see all of the books that are on my physical TBR there. But then if you do that, be sure to hop back to this one, and yeah, let's pull some prompts. I'm gonna do 5, I believe. That'll give me enough to go off of, but it'll also leave me some wiggle room to mood read a little bit. Let's dive right in. I'm not gonna look. Should I show you guys first? I don't know if it's gonna be upside down or right side up. Oh my gosh, my handwriting's not great. A book mentioned by your favorite author. Okay, this is interesting. This is not super straightforward. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research for this one. Please hold. Okay, hopefully this counts. My dog just hit the tripod. She is running around the room chasing a fly, and it's the cutest thing ever. But hopefully that doesn't happen again, sorry. But I think this counts. It is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and Emily Henry has a quote on here. So I feel like that means she like mentioned it, right? I think this counts. From what I know about this book, it is about an MMC and FMC, and both of them are cursed, where the person that dates them afterwards like gets married or finds their true love, I believe. I know the FMC definitely has this curse, quote unquote, and I believe the male main character does as well. And so they think that if they date each other, it'll like cancel the curse out. And then I've also heard that there are a lot of like different family dynamics in this. I believe she has a toxic mother who comes into the picture. And I think that he has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings. So yeah, I think there are a lot of very interesting elements to this plot, and it's also very summer. So I think this would be the perfect time to read it. Let's draw for book 2. Same color pink. I'll let you guys see it first. I shouldn't be showing you guys my bad handwriting. The last book you saw on TikTok. Okay, so the thing about these is I was going to pick books on my physical TBR, but some of these books probably won't be. I don't know what the last book I saw on TikTok was, so let me pull up the app and see what happens. Oh my word, we're back. To be honest, that was so hard. I had to scroll through so many TikToks. And then the first book that I saw, which came up pretty quick, was Fearless. Read that. The next one that came up was The Rose Bargain. Also read that. The next one that came up, shockingly, was Just for the Summer, which I just picked for the TBR. And then I found TikTok that was recommending several books. The kind of like tagline for the TikTok was literally books I'll never stop recommending. And the first one on that list was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So I think that's the book that I am going to choose next. And that is not a book that I own, but I have heard a ton about it. It's a YA romance. I almost said fantasy. It's 100% not. It is a YA romance where this girl wants to get noticed by her like forever crush, and I believe she starts having her neighbor try to help her like win his attention. And so obviously everything ensues from there. So yeah, I don't own this one, but I'm curious about it. I've heard so much about it, and it's one that I guess I've kind of just like been avoiding for no reason literally at all. And this is a really good excuse to finally read it. With that being said, let's pick book number 3. Hopefully there's an easier prompt. Both of these has been a little bit challenging. Okay. I'm gonna read it first. Maybe that'll be good luck. Continue a series you've started. Wait, this is so easy. I did get lucky. I started in May the Shatter Me series, and I'm currently on the 4th book in the series. So I'm going to choose Defy Me, which is book 5 in the series. And I know for certain I will read this book because I have been blowing through the Shatter Me series. I've been loving it, to be so honest. If you're not familiar, it is about Juliet, who her touch is lethal, and she's kind of been thrown into this asylum. It's very dystopian and the world is falling apart. The reestablishment, as it's called, wants to use her as a weapon. So they take her out of the asylum. Obviously, she's kind of mentally unwell, and it's all about what ensues from there. So I've loved this series so much. To be honest, it's one that I have been avoiding for a very good reason. I had heard kind of mixed reviews about the writing style because there's a lot of strike throughs and a lot of repetition because we're in Juliet's mind, and it's kind of a dark, weird, crazy place to be because she's been locked up for like 3/4 of a year. And I heard a lot of people complain about that. And to be so honest, I understand why they said that. In some ways, it's very different, but I think it really works to show her emotional state, and I've loved the series. So I'm gonna choose Defy Me. This was such an easy pick. So happy about this. Okay, book 4, we're chugging along now. Let's get one that's not the light pink. Let's get a dark pink one. See how that treats us. A book with a dog on the cover. I'm pretty sure doesn't Just for the Summer have a dog on the cover? It does too. I should have saved this book. Let me take a look at my other physical TBR books and see if any other ones have a dog on them. I'm not sure how lucky I'll get, but we'll see. Okay, we're in luck. I do have another book with a dog on the cover. It is called The Switch by Beth O'Leary. The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary is actually one of my all-time favorite books. So this will be really fun to try another one of hers. I've never read another book by her. And this one is about a girl. It's kind of like The Holiday-ish. She swaps houses with her grandmother, I believe. So I think this will be really cute and really sweet, and I'm excited to learn more about it and dive in. Okay, this actually went by so fast because I said I was going to choose 5 books. And this is going to be book number 5. We're wasting no time this month. A book outside your comfort zone. Okay, I know there's a few on these shelves that are outside my comfort zone. So I'll have choices. Okay, 2 books really stood out to me for this prompt, and those were Anxious People by Frederick Bachman and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is about a girl who makes a bargain to live forever, but in exchange, nobody ever remembers her until I think like 300 years later, she finally meets a boy or a man who remembers her. And then Anxious People is about a group of hostages, actually. I think there's like an attempted bank robber who holds a group of people hostage. Both of these, I would say, are outside of my comfort zone. I have been getting more into like fantasy-esque vibes, which strikes me more as like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So I think if we're going for like the truest book outside of my comfort zone, it would be Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This is unlike anything I've ever read before. To be so honest, reading about people being held hostage doesn't sound super appealing to me. It sounds very dark. I don't think it is actually a dark book. I think I've heard that people take a very serious and scary situation and he manages to make it not so dark. So I'm optimistic that I'll actually be able to make it through this one, but it does make me a little bit uncomfortable, and yeah, I feel some type of way about it. So I'm gonna choose this one. We'll see if I actually have the guts to read it. If you have read Anxious People, please tell me what you thought about it. Tell me if it's dark, but I don't think it is, but tell me if it's too scary or too frightening. I'm not going to read it, but this is what I'm gonna choose. And to be so honest, this is so fun. I wanna choose one more. Just one more. I'm gonna pick 6. Let's pick one more super fast because why not? We're having a grand old time. A new author. Okay, this is good. I immediately think I know what I'm gonna choose. Here it is. I have never read a Taylor Jenkins Reid novel before, which feels so crazy to say because obviously she's huge. If you have read Taylor Jenkins Reid before, let me know which of her books is your favorite. I have 3 of them actually. I have Carrie Sato is Back, I have After I Do, and I have One True Loves. One True Loves, as far as I remember, is about a girl. She is with her high school sweetheart, but then he goes missing like in a helicopter accident or something of the sort. And so she starts to move on with another man, and then he reappears, her high school sweetheart, who she thought was gone after she'd already grieved him. Like, it was years later that he shows back up. I think this is really interesting. It also got turned into a movie, and I've just all around heard really amazing things about Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing style. So I'm pumped to be able to try one of her novels finally. I don't know why I haven't. There's just always so many books to read in so little time. So I'm gonna add this to the pile. I think overall we have a very, very well-rounded June TBR. We have Just for the Summer, Defy Me, The Switch, Anxious People, One True Loves, and Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So there's quite an array of different styles and types and genres of books here. So I love this. It's definitely more diverse than anything I would have picked out on my own. And I think that's why using these different prompts or like blindly choosing your TBR, it just makes you step outside your comfort zone. So this was a ton of fun. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe. I love making book related videos and talking to all the book besties out there on the internet. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time and happy reading.